Welcome to this brand new session on NetBeans. NetBeans is an IDE integrated development environment used to develop applications in Java, right? So over here you see I open the NetBeans IDE 6.9.1. This is the project. Rajiv, right click say new JFrame form, right? MAXEX. I'm giving it a name MAXEX. Click on finish button. So here there is a form. This is the tool palette. You can use the tool palette to design the form. Why I've called it MaxEX is here MaxEX in the default packages. MaxEX has been created .java file. I've called it MaxEX because the program is about finding the maximum of 3 numbers, right? So label 1, label 2, drag these label controls to label the control. Then take the text fields. Text fields is where we can input a number. Label is where we give the name to the number, that's number 1, number 2, number 3, so on and so forth. Right click, say edit text and say enter number 1. Say right click and edit text, say enter number 2. Right click and edit text, say enter number 3. Okay, then just change the size a bit, otherwise the text fields are minimized when we edit the default text property of the text field. Say edit text, remove the text because we don't want to show the text when the form is run. So just edit text, delete the text. Right now just change variable name to tf1. Variable name is just like a handle used in the program for the name of the control, tf2, and name the third one as tf3. Right now take a command button, OK button, take this button, edit the text, name it as find max, name it as find max. Right, when we click this button we want to show the maximum of the 3 numbers. So this is our game plan. Right now this is the design of the interface is over. Right, when I click on find max, I want to find the maximum of the 3 number. So what we want to do is double click the find max to go to the source where we can type the code. Okay, so double click. Here is the private button, J button 1 action performed. What we have to do when this button is clicked, here you can type the code in the source or by double clicking the button. Right, here we have to, so we want 3 numbers, so int number 1 comma number 2 comma number 3 comma max. These are the variables we will store the values from the text box and find the max and display. Right, so what we are going to do is, if write the code, if before that we need to pass the numbers. Number 1 is equal to integer dot parse int tf1 dot get text. Right, here we are getting the first number. This number is a string, get text gets it as a string. We are parsing it to an integer and storing it in number 1. Similarly, number 2 is equal to integer dot parse int number 2, parse int integer dot parse int tf2 dot get text. Right, so what we are doing is getting this is the tf2, this is the tf1, tf3. We are getting the numbers and converting into integer. This is string. Get text will get it as string. We are converting it into integer. Similarly, we want the number 3. So I just cut copy paste and call it number 3 is equal to integer dot parse int tf3 dot get text. Right, now we have the numbers. Now we want to write the code. If number 1 is greater than or equal to number 2 and number 1 is greater than or equal to number 3. If the number is greater than, number 1 is greater than the number 2 and number 3, then max is equal to number 1. else if number 2 is greater than or equal to number 1 and number 2 is greater than or equal to number 3. That means if the number 2 is greater than number 1 and number 3, then max is equal to number 2. If number 1 and number 2 are not the max, then max is equal to number 3. That is obvious. If the first two numbers are not the maximum ones, then the third one is the maximum number. Now we just need to show the number. For that, use J option pane. J option pane. Before using J option pane, we need to import a class. Import javax dot swing dot J option pane. Right? Import this. In this, we can, in a user-friendly way, we can display a message in a dialog box. So the maximum value is in max variable now. Maximum value is in max variable. We want to display it. So J option pane dot show message dialog. This is the container address double quote plus max. We want to display the max as a string. So concatenate with a string. With that, the program is over. I am saving the program. Now I'll run the program. Here I am running the program. So it compiles. Here it is running. The program is running, right? So enter number 1 20, number 2 30, number 3 40. Find max. Message 40, right? Maximum is 40. So with this, I hope you understood how we can find the maximum of 3 numbers.